Cradle, Chapter 44, Part 5. What can I do for you, General? The two of them made eye contact for a moment. Arturo smiled. Ever been to New Hong Kong? The General asked. Of course not. How would that be possible? The pastor began to look perturbed. I have. What does that mean to you? There was a long pause, and neither were too sure what they should or what they would say next. What are your thoughts on life, or better yet, how to live life? The pastor asked. Without well-meaning beliefs, a man can justify being a monster and die thinking he was justified, the general answered. The pastor rubbed his wide chin and nodded. What do you think you've become, General? The pastor asked earnestly. The general smiled and straightened in his chair. I've always been the same, a patriot. A patriot of our Lord's world or a patriot of Fount? The pastor leaned slightly over his desk from his chair. That's a good question. As you know, I am the leader of our military, and I have set creeds that I follow, and if I must be honest, I am a patriot of Fount first. But from what I have learned so far, and with your help, being a defender of Fount may not be such a sinful stance, explained the general. So, you've learned of the prophecy, General? Albertson shook his head slowly. I would have thought someone with your power would have learned of this sooner. This may just be a good thing now that I think about it. You seem to be in search and righteous, he half asked. Both. You are right about both, Pastor, the general answered. The times look to be heading in that direction. Fount is tipping to be more unstable since I've seen in a long time. The bombings, the assassinations. The general tried to look unmoved. The economy. But you come to me for answers, or guidance. I need something to go on, Pastor. I only know so much of the prophecy, Arturo explained. You need allies, and you wouldn't be coming to me if you found them in the capital, am I right? Yes, you are. Yet you can guess where I'm going. A patriot would have a hard time swallowing this, the pastor said and gave a slight smirk under his gold wire glasses. I have to connect with the heap. The pastor raised both of his arms in a full Eureka gesture and brought his hands together in a prayer position. They are Fount's biggest sin. We eat five-star courses, and they grow food out of dog poop, if I'm being brutally honest, the pastor said. There was a break in the conversation, and Arturo looked blankly at the painting of a ship at sea with deep blue water and white foam wave caps. There is a man you may find in the heap, and he will be of use. Really, that is an understatement. He is a great man of faith and a gift to the righteous in this war. Remember the name Daniel Moses, the pastor said. When you find him, he'll surely be of more help than I can. Yes, and I know a few people that have relocated to the heap too. One used to be under my command, the Arturo explained. Really? Yeah, he's a warrior now for the heap, and he has been in battles within just a year and a half. He was even in Fount a couple months ago on a mission. I let him live, Arturo went on. That's always a good choice, probably meant to be, the pastor added. So what am I going to find when I find this Moses guy, Arturo asked. Well, I can say that he doesn't work alone, and that he had battled in the past too. I haven't heard from him in over half a year. I assume he's just busy or not, dead, but I highly doubt that. If someone like Moses dies, I'd hear about it before too long, the pastor said. They both happened to rub their chins for a moment in thought. The big pastor put his elbows on the edge of his desk, rounding himself out. He was looking down at the document in front of him and then raised a finger. Some advice, the pastor said. The general nodded. I would not wait too long to seek out Moses. I've been hearing things about moves and the such being made. In all honesty, I would say be as urgent as you can while hiding your steps, sir. I appreciate it. I need an address from you, General, to keep you informed. It almost goes without saying that this address should be secure, Albertson said. I'll get a new box somewhere and mail it to you later today, the general responded. They both stood up and shook hands. The general opened the door and exited to the hallway. While walking toward the exit, he felt a deep appreciation for the man and was almost amazed his hunch had paid off. He thought about the possibility of sending out a squad to keep an eye on the church and protect it if there should be any cause for an attack. Heck, he may even take Ruth to church here on a coming Sunday, the general thought. Outside was brighter than when he came in, and he noticed how hungry he was, but decided he didn't want to grab a bite in Tetra, even though they had a high number of veterans.